Yeah, we'll take it. I'll take it spring any way it comes.
Kalani, what do you want to get accomplished in the next 5 weeks?
Yeah, I think there's obviously some new guys here and some guys that changed positions, and I think the key is just for our offense to be executing at a high level. I thought today was a really good start, and then normally offense isn't clicking like they were today, and that's a huge compliment to the guys that are coming back. There's a lot of leadership coming back and productivity coming back, but also I think it's good leadership from our guys. It's, we had a really good offseason, so I think it's showing. The guys look really good, and they ran really nicely today. And I thought overall offensively, really good things with defense, get used to the schemes, the second year in it. I feel like towards the end of the year, they started getting a little bit more comfortable, but watching the cut-ups and everything is still way too many mistakes. And so whatever you can do to clean up the mistakes and be a more effective defense than offensively, just got to find ways to get the chains moving and get big plays going. So I think we accomplished a lot of that stuff today.
What was it about Gary Bohannon and Retzlaff that said those are the two guys that are going to vie for that starting job?
Yeah, I mean today was a good indication of that. Tons of talent. I thought those guys understand the scheme a lot more, and they're in a good position right now to make plays. I thought they made a lot of great big time plays today. Made some really excellent throws, some great decisions, and took care of the football. So that stuff matters the most. And they have a lot of experience. I know that Gary's been through that before. He's won at a high level, and Jake had some experience last year, but it's also had tons of football in his time at JC. So I think we're right now that's kind of where we're going with those two guys, and I thought they did really nicely today. I thought the other quarterbacks performed well too. So we have a crowded room, but there's a lot of talent there.
Do you want to have a starter at the end of spring?
I like to have a starter as soon as we can, but the competition is all depending on who steps out and who does the most to get the spot. It's not going to be handed to them, so somebody has to earn it.
Lonnie, how are you going to measure the improvement of the team over the next 5 weeks? What do you look at as far as measuring that growth that you need to see?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that we can do. In terms of football field, we're doing a lot of things by understanding the scheme. I think getting your technique right. I know we threw a lot of it at them last year. I think it's just seeing how much they improved from last year to now, and even from the last game of prep to now. So, but I've seen a lot of stuff that they've done on their own and things that we're allowed to do the time that we spent with them. The main thing was in the off season, get a good start and getting their bodies right, and I thought they did a great job there. Now we just got to get the football part going, and for day one, I like what I see.
Are you banking on continuity kind of ruling your day for this team? I think the transfer portal was hard this year as you did last year.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, for what we want and what we need, I think we're in a really good spot. I mean, there's a lot of new faces at other programs. I think for us, we got to really double down on our culture, and hard to do that when there's a bunch of moving parts. But I think you have to be able to have a good stable foundation, and I think we have that now. And last year we were trying to add more depth, and that depth's going to help us out this year.
When you consider Gary as a quarterback who got hurt at his last stop and hasn't taken a live snap in over a year, how does he look kind of coming in? I mean, granted, it's the first day of spring ball, but do you see a little bit of that rust, or is he kind of hitting the ground running?
He looks good. I mean, in the throwing and the stuff that they've been doing in the off season, leading up to this, I thought he done a great job. So I don't see a lot of issues with his health. I think he's feeling confident. I think he's in his element. The guy belongs on the football field and belongs running an offense, and he belongs on an opportunity to compete with Jake. And he and Jake they have a really good thing going right now. So I'm happy with it. Right now the competition is really tough, and we need all the best players we can have. So I mean, looking at the way college football goes, sometimes it's just not good to have one quarterback. So why not have as many as we can?
You talked about the size that you wanted your players to get, like add weight and get to handle the physicality of the Big 12. Initial glance in day one of spring, how do you feel physically they look look like a Big 12 team?
Yeah, I mean it'll get there when we get the pads on. I'll be able to see it better. But the key is we, even though going into this off season, this is really the first time that our sports science group and our strength coach with Ryan Phillips in the group have been able to really work. I mean, they kind of got thrown into it when we had a little bit change up last year. So it was good to have them start from day one, and in our numbers and everything that we see, we've increased our strength and increased our explosiveness. And so I think it's going to do really well for us. The size is good, but the strength and the explosion, just as far as them being able to have more burst is going to help out, and I think in the long run it'll help them stay healthy too.
I know it's day one of spring ball. Thoughts on Keanu Hill, first day at tight end?
Yeah, he's awesome. I thought the tight end group did a great job today. Caught a lot of balls, and you guys probably saw at the end that Reiner was catching a lot of balls, and Keanu had a lot of targets. And we had Anthony Olsen in there, so a bunch of guys that run around and blocked well. So I mean, I was really happy with that group. I obviously watched them a little closer, today, but they performed well, and Keanu did a really good job too. He's doing a great job leading that group, but there's a lot of talent in that group too.
Do you expect LJ Martin to be your number one guy? Do you expect more like him?
Well, we know what he can do, and it's a matter of seeing what the other guys can do too. I think we've shown that we can use more than one running back, but if someone takes over and then ends up becoming the guy that stands out the most, that's kind of what Tyler Algier did. So we'll see. We'll give him a chance to do that, and we'll see if he can separate from the others. If not, we know we can count on a couple more guys to do it too.
Do you have a plan for how much physicality you will have during spring this year, or is it dependent on what you see from the guys?
No, we have to have some guys the guys that are coming off injuries, the guys that haven't played and need more experience. It's hard to see what they can do unless you make it live. So we'll have a good amount of live work this spring ball. We have to.
Last question. After last year's finish, what would you say is the sense of urgency, and has it changed from maybe a year ago?
Oh yeah, of course, it's different. I mean, whenever you're coming off a year that you underperformed, it didn't go as well as you wanted to, there had to be some changes. There had to be some. I mean, we know that we had to do things differently, and that's why we made the changes we did. Add the certain resources that we did on our staff, our support staff, and our strength room, and that's where we're at right now. I feel really good about that. I feel really good about the players, and they're embracing the opportunities to get better. And I thought they came out with a sense of urgency, not only in the off season but definitely today. It was a really good day for day one in spring ball. I minimized mistakes on all ends, and all three phases. Not a lot of mistakes and just a lot of competition, which is what I like.
What did you learn from last year, being the first year Big 12, that you want to apply to this year?
Well, there's a lot of things that we learned. I know we have to be physical, we have to be deep, but at the same time, we need more talent, and that's in a lot of different positions. That's why we went and got Gary. That's why we wanted to add more quarterbacks to the system, and I think we're in a better position there. And I think we're really good and got some good depth and talent in all the positions. So we're still not done with what we're going to do and add it to our team, but for right now in spring, I feel a lot better now than I did last year.
You mentioned doubling down on culture. Who are the guys that you look to implement that?
Yep, all the guys that you know, the guys that you're interviewing right now, and part of the leadership is guys that are willing to follow as well. So we have guys that are doing it the right way. I feel really good about it, and we'll see how this thing goes. For day one, I'm pleased. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.